What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be watching the new House of Sand video from Nothing More. I do know the song a little bit because I've heard it a couple times. I got the album before release because I'm friends with their drummer, Ben Anderson. Me and Ben Anderson actually write music together in a band called Without Sleep. We just released a track recently, and when you hear that title sequence that I put in my videos here recently, that's a song that we did. So anyway, a few years back, I did a cover with a professional drummer named Maytal Cohen on YouTube, and we got some really great players involved, one of them being Mark Valalunga, who is the guitarist from Nothing More. And then later did another cover with some other people, and Ben got on board, and then Ben asked me if I wanted to be a part of his project, and that's just been a great friendship, and really, really good guys. I've been backstage a couple times with them and stuff, and they're all really sweet people, and it's been really great. So, like I said, I got to hear the album that's going to be released in June, I believe, and it's absolutely awesome. I think they just put this video out a few days ago, but let's watch this. I'm going to talk a little bit about Johnny's voice because it's much higher than mine, and but he's got a really great sound, and these guys make really cool music, man. So let's kick this off. Everybody shut up. I'm going to sing stuff. All right, let's do this.
Everything is better when you're dreaming. Everything is better when the world fades out. Everything is better when you're dreaming. Everything is better when you leave the ground.
So this is AI. I got to be honest, I don't know much about AI. It does not interest me. Everybody else is talking about, it's the end of the world, and we're all going to die, and it's because of AI. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. I don't really care. It's obviously happening because it's supposed to happen. Things don't tend to happen because they're not supposed to happen. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be integrated in with us. It's supposed to be created. Obviously, everything is a dichotomy in the world that we live in, without getting too weird into those specifics of spirituality or the dichotomy that we live in, which is good and bad. There's going to be bad things with AI. There's going to be people using it for bad reasons, and there's going to be great things from it. So in this case, for whatever reason they decided to use AI, I know that they caught a whole bunch of shit. But at the end of the day, man, it's like anytime there's new technology and somebody uses it, people are like, "Is this?" And they just lose their shit. And it's like, who cares, man? The fact that somebody was able to get enough attention to make a decision like this and have people be upset about it means that they're getting way more attention, and then most people are just trying to get some of that attention by being like, well, I think, and just shut the fuck up. Anyway, it's really beautiful imagery. Again, I don't know anything about using this stuff because, like I said, it doesn't really interest me, but cool. Great introduction for this part, though. Like, I love when they would make little intros like this with all my music too. I love having intros to things and interludes and stuff like that instead of being like, here's a song. That's fucking crazy looking stuff, man. It is interesting how it all looks kind of beautifully, almost real and not at the same time.
Now, if you breathe in,
And they always use Alan Watts. I could just listen to that dude talk about anything all day. It's tremendous. Just hearing him talk about anything makes you feel calm and makes you feel like everything's going to be all right.
you lose your breath. But if you breathe out, it comes back to you. It comes back. It comes back to you. If you want life, don't cling to it. Let go. Let go. Let go.
Jesus, shit got dark fast, didn't it? It's like people covered in like oil, and it's getting really scary now. I was listening to that piano. I couldn't tell what that was. bing, 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 bing. It was really beautiful. I love pianos, man. Here's Alan Watts. Carnal nature. When you say carnal nature, that's the name of the album. I picked up on that. I like it. Okay, here we go. I see that Johnny, once again, has not been able to find a shirt. It's got to be a little bit of a reason of their success. Is some dude that looks like Superman coming out front stage all the time. And people are like, God, dude, that guy's jacked. One thing about Johnny being jacked, which sounds like an album name, I don't know how many people I've come across in my life that were persistently, consistently jacked and fucking low body fat, abs ripped for like 15 years. There wasn't a period when I knew nothing more where I was like, Johnny's like putting on weight or any, like the dude has been consistently like this for like, I don't know how many years. And I've kind of asked about it because like, what the fuck? Like how many push-ups are you doing? Like, what do I have to do? And I don't really know. Ben, the drummer friend I was talking about, their drummer is pretty consistently jacked too, but talks about having some ups and downs and shit. But then again, he's not running around with his shirt off. Anyway, at the last show, I went to see Nothing More. I was backstage and I didn't get a chance to talk to Johnny. Never really got a chance to talk to him anyway. But I didn't get a chance to talk to him because he was painting himself up like this. I don't know where that ever started, but it's cool, man. Fucking do weird stuff. Do different stuff. It's your life.
Mix truth with lies. It's all black magic mixed with bad habits. Oh, isn't it tragic? I'm a patient going ape shit on the fourth floor in the psych ward. I've been baptized, franchised, Americanized, left here wondering why I built.
So yeah, we're going to get into the chorus here. So a lot of awesome stuff there. There's a little bit of saturation on his voice in terms of the recording, so it sounds a little bit heavier, but it also sounds kind of like a guitar effect. Baptized, da, da. So there's a little bit of this distortion kind of coming through when he's singing on top of what he's already doing. But I have a feeling already that this song, I'm trying to hear the lyrics, and that's what you see me over here doing, like, what's he saying? But I have a feeling he's talking probably about the event that happened not too long ago, which, you know, if you don't know about that, it's a rather unfortunate thing. But, you know, we are the company we keep, and sometimes we find out that company is not so good. I'm not trying to have a side of it either way, but because like I'm just saying right now, you are the company you keep. So sometimes you get involved with people, you do things, you perpetuate a certain life, and find out you were doing things wrong or you were with the wrong crowd, et cetera, et cetera. So some really heavy shit went down with him, and then, you know, they had to cancel tours and all kinds of different stuff happened. So, not good. But one thing I do like, sometimes bands like this, including Nothing More, sometimes can tip into the nonsensical gym music direction. So songs that kind of start not meaning anything, they're just banger songs, fucking, you know, angry songs or whatever. I personally like when I get to know something about the person. So I like here that Johnny's singing about some more realistic shit, stuff that happened to him, stuff that's real. It tends to make much more of a connection to me as an artist as well, or as a listener, when I'm kind of hearing some real things being talked about or some real pain, etc., instead of just, you know, and again, there's a lot of bands out there that are perpetuating this kind of stereotypical, like, get up and do it. Let's get to it. And people were like, yeah. And anyway, so the stuff I've heard in this album is very much more realistic and raw and talking about real shit. And I dig that, man.
My house on sand, hoping it would stand the storms that come my way. And now I'm left to face the weight of my mistakes and a chance to start again.
So, what a badass chorus, man. So, we're talking about vocals a little bit for a second. I remember when Nothing More came out, or I became aware of them, I should say. That was that song Ballast. And I remember trying to sing it a little bit and be like, man, he's way up high, super powerful, super distorted, and my voice just doesn't do that because he's a smaller dude than me, he has a higher voice. One of the weirdest things about going to see bands live is even on stage, you cannot tell how big or small they are as human beings until they're right in front of you, and then you're like, what the fuck? So I'm 6'3", 200 pounds. I think Johnny's about 5'8", probably like 160 pounds. Higher voice, much higher voice. Right here, we hear pretty much maybe some mixed voice stuff. I'm not sure how much he knows in terms of those things, even though he navigates all this really, really well. Whoa! So I can belt that and I can get up to that in different ways, but I'm much more in a head voice register than he is right there. And even some of the singing stuff, which I'll try to break down a little bit more. But it's always worth looking these folks up in terms of interviews, as you've heard me do a couple times, to kind of be like, okay, where does the speaking voice lie? So again, if I take my voice right now, hello, 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 we're at a C3, C3, there's a B2, so I'm down in that range in my typical speaking voice. A lot of times if you listen to something like Johnny talk, much higher. So he's able to navigate some of this stuff either. Does that make people better singers or anything like that? No, but it can help with rock music and help people kind of get up and over the guitars and the amp and shit like that and kind of sound more forward. Ozzy was a perfect example of that with the heavy music they were making back in the day, because he had this really pingy, kind of tinny, higher voice that just cut out over top of everything and you could really hear it. Anyway, like I said, chorus is badass. There's a perfect example. Yeah. Build my life again. So my bridge ends pretty much on his last note. Again. And when he said, whoa, whoa, build my life again, would be harder for me, even though I'm not warmed up, to kind of get that clarity and such a without having to mix and kind of change some things around. So he's able to hit really nice and high here and more of a clear, almost chest kind of tone, whereas somebody like a baritone is almost already pretty much exclusively build my life again. Interesting to note. And there's just a standard scream. We're kind of getting up there, but it's broken and fry. So there's my friend Ben. It's a great place to stop the video. There you go, Ben. Yeah. So, I do not know I Prevail because I'm not a metal guy and I don't really listen to metal. No disrespect to Eric here. His name's Eric V. Ben mentioned this dude was singing along with them in one of these songs, and I heard a couple of the other features, including David Draymond and some other people that they had on the album. He sounds great, but a little bit of the way that they process this vocal, you'll hear, to me, I didn't actually know that it was another person. I kind of felt like it was still kind of distorted, saturated, and I couldn't completely tell, if I'm being honest. That's a shitty thing to say right before Eric sings, but, you know, I'd have to listen to it a little bit more to hear the subtleties. All right, so now I can tell. Sounds like he has a deeper voice, and he's putting on a little bit more of a screaming kind of tone. But it sounds badass, and it's heavy. It sounds great. It's all black magic. And again, we have high C. It's all black magic. It's all black magic. So you see, even if I'm distorting and putting on that compression to get up there, it's still not the same. Like I said, I have more of a Ooh, I have more of a hooty head voice quality in there. Again, if you want to work on this stuff, I've mentioned this stuff and put out so many videos on mixed voice and compression and breath control and all those kinds of things. Get into that stuff. It's going to take some real months of studying it, and I like to break it down sometimes as a, you have your foundation stuff, you have your breathing, your support, your placement, all those kinds of things, and then you have these other things that you're trying to kind of figure out. Don't just go from, I can sing this, but then I want it to be like mixed and distorted at the same time. I like to try to fragment these things so you break them down in terms of sound and coordination, because they're different coordinations and they're weird, but you're breaking it down in terms of that, and then you're trying to learn how to amalgamate and breathe these things together. But at first, they're very foreign. Again, if we talk about mixed voice, for example, it's all black magic, it's all black magic. I'm kind of doing that quietly, but together for the most part. It's all black magic. But most people don't know how to do even that. They're going, it's all black, and everything's happening from here. So even my knowledge of mix is helping me to navigate that and be like, okay, how can I go about this and find this? But that's a different part of my voice. Is down here. Is up here. So learning how to use those muscles is a very foreign, weird thing.
On the fourth floor in the psych ward, I've been baptized.
What is he saying? On the fourth floor on the psych ward. It's not that bad, Johnny, but it might have been. It sounded like a really tough thing he went through.
Franchise, American eyes, left you wondering why. I built my house on sand, hoping it would stand the storms that come my way. And now I'm left to face the weight of my mistakes and a chance to start again.
I feel like I'm seeing some more of Ben's personality coming through in the drumming in this video. Sometimes he looks a little bit more stone face, not stoned, but just kind of less expressive, and I feel like he's more expressive in this video, which is cool because fucking dude can play. So I like seeing that stuff. I like seeing personality come through. I didn't when I started out with all this. I was like, it's about the music, not about flashy fucking. But no, man, I love seeing all of it now. I want to, and I think you kind of need some of those elements to really get people to remember and break through. And it doesn't mean you have to do a fucking stick flip every 5 seconds, but seeing some of that flair come out, seeing some of that real personality and stuff is exciting to me. Again, like I said, yo, you hear him pretty much right at the top of his chest voice there, which would put his bridge way the fuck up here. I'd be interested to talk to him and actually hear more about where his bridge actually is, because that makes singing a lot easier in terms of a lot of these songs when you can stretch your chest and have your chest voice the whole way up there naturally. That's awesome. I think we missed that the first time because of where I paused the video, but that sounds awesome. So yeah, there we got to hear more of this Eric dude, and it's straight up fucking like metal, the lower stuff, the higher stuff, and then like I said, that's just great. I don't know why, it just tickles things inside me to hear that. Again, that stuff's fry screaming for the most part, and then other things getting in the way. I put out videos on that stuff. You can always look that up. Screaming is super fun as you continue to learn how to do it. It's not just about wrecking your voice or anything. It's actually a really intensive way to learn how to use breath control and to learn how to use these distortional spaces. And it can be practiced quietly, and then you just put support under it. I talk about these things all the time. So if I can go, and make a quiet sound like that, and I can stay connected, I just can put support underneath that and start stretching it out. And I'm just putting that support under it, and then it's getting louder. But if it's just blowing me apart, it's no good. I'll probably wrap it up there. But storms that come my way. Kind of getting into that. Again, you should warm up before you do these things. But awesome, dude. I'm glad that they are making music again. I'm very happy that the event thing that happened with Johnny didn't floor the band and screw everything up. What he responded and what he said about it really tremendously helped. Again, I don't mean to keep bringing that up, but again, that I was very worried. I was like, oh, shit. And it's good, man. They're making great music again. He's singing songs about some really heavy, intense stuff, and that emotion comes across. And it's a great album, and I'm glad to know these guys and to be able to, make music with Ben and all this kind of stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know how you're feeling about this new music from Nothing More. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, I'm going to keep trying to check my YouTube comments and everything and try to listen more. Somebody mentioned Rival Sons recently. I've never listened to Rival Sons. I'm not one of these vocal coach people that's like, I've never heard of anything before. What's this band called? Oh my goodness, is this rock and roll music? I'm not one of those, but there are a lot of bands I haven't really heard of. So if you have somebody that you think I should cover, I'm happy to do it. So I'll see you soon.